This video is for the ladies who want a man to pay on the first date, second date, third date. And this is for the men who think they have to pay. It is, if I were a man, I would not be taking a woman on a first date to an expensive dinner. I don't even know if I would want to pay, because if I paid for the date, what am I getting out of it? Is she, so entitled that her company, I have to pay for her company? Is she going to give me sex? Am I paying because I'm simping? I'm hoping to get something, paying for her to like me? Why would I pay? Okay, if I were a man, why would I pay for the date? Men paying for dates is a long tradition that started at a time when men earned money and women didn't. And men were the providers, men paid, they courted women, and eventually the women succumbed and married and gave the men sex. So there's the exchange. Men pay, women put out, okay, at the basics. But since the 70s, times have really changed. Many women now are out earning men. Men no longer have 401ks and pensions and health care for the entire family, employment for life. Many men are struggling, and more women are graduating from college than men. So more women are out earning men. And many women are sleeping around. They're not just waiting for Mr. Right to come along anymore. So the rules of the dating game have changed. If I were a man, I would not take a woman to dinner on the first date, unless I already knew her and I liked her. Say it was a woman I worked with and I liked her, or I'd been friends with her for a while, and now we're taking it to the next level, which is pretty rare, by the way. But say I've worked with her and I want to take her out and I know her and I like her, I might take her to a nice dinner. Definitely, I would take the woman I'm in love with to a nice dinner. But a woman I don't know, why would I invest that much in her? Now, how much as a man, if I'm a man, how much I spend on a date would have to do with my income level. If I'm a college student, I'm going to want to do a free date. If I'm early on in my career, maybe a coffee or a drink. Maybe I would go Dutch. My sons, who are in their mid and late 20s and who are generous men and good with money, say that women have been going Dutch with them since high school. And so that is a common practice now among women who are more empowered and who also have a career and earn money, that people go Dutch. The relationships are more equal. There's a partnership. I pay, you pay, it's our money, we both contribute to the relationship. But if I were just going, if I were a man who, if I were a millionaire and I like to go out to dinner all the time, would I want to take a woman I never met to dinner? I don't know. Even though I'm generous, I don't know. Because it would feel, why would I spend a lot of money on someone I didn't even know? I don't think I would want to. Now, I'm a generous person. I've paid for dinner many times for my girlfriends, and I love to pay for people that I know, but I wouldn't pay for someone that I don't know. And if I did, and if a man did, I can only think of 2 reasons that he would pay for a woman he doesn't know. 3 reasons. 1, he's expecting to get sex. It's a manipulation tactic. It's a bargaining tactic. I'm going to pay for you, and I'm going to expect sex from you. You're going to owe me. Number 2, he's simping. I have no value. I don't really have any confidence. If I pay for you, you will like me. Simping. And number 3, my fingers aren't working like I want. Duty or obligation, I should. And that man's gonna be resentful. There is nothing good that can come out of it. Ladies, I know this is hard to swallow. I know we want to be cared for and protected, but that's an entitled attitude. It's an entitled attitude. So yesterday I was coming across this in some chats. I was watching on another channel, and a few of the ladies were saying, because I posed this question on the channel, and a few of the ladies were saying, my question was, what would be a man's recommendation for, making sure a woman doesn't use him for his money? Because there are women who will use you for your money. And if you're paying for her already, you have no way of telling if she's using you or not. And also, do you want to pay or not? Matthew Hussey absolutely says that people should go Dutch at first, because if the man pays, he's going to expect sex. And why shouldn't he? And so when I called in on this other show, I won't mention it because I'm kind of down on the other ladies who left chats on that show. So I won't mention what show it was, but the gentleman advised that, when a man pays, he may have the expectation of sex. So it's better to not put him in that position. And a bunch of the ladies were chiming in and saying, well, I'm not going to get all dressed up and pay for transportation and put on my expensive clothes and expensive makeup just so I can go Dutchies. No, thank you. And to me, it sounded really entitled, because it made me think, well, isn't the man spending money to drive there? Isn't the man putting on nice clothes too? Isn't the man paying for his grooming and his car and getting his beard done? And isn't he paying also? And what are you really looking for from this man? Are you looking for sugar daddy, or are you looking for a life partner? I remember seeing this other YouTuber, this really good looking guy. He's also a dating coach. He's a black guy. He's probably in his 30s. Good looking guy. He's Christian. I forget his name now. But right now, he was saying that he likes high maintenance women. And because he likes high maintenance women who do a lot of like hair and nails and clothing and all that, he knows or he expects that he will have to make a good income to provide for this high maintenance woman. So there are men who want to provide for a high maintenance woman. However, he's the only one that I know who said that. What I mostly hear is men saying, that they don't want to be used for their money. And so I started thinking about, if I were a man, what would I do? I will tell you that there are men who will pay and they will feel resentful. They will do it anyway because they want sex, they're simping, or they think they should, but they don't want to. And none of those things are authentic. None of those things are authentic unless the man knows you. And when he knows you, he will want to do things for you. He will want to fix your car, fix your projects around the house, and take you to wonderful places and pay for you because he knows you and he likes you. But when he's doing it without knowing you, a lot of questions go off in my head. The same way that women don't want to have sex with men we don't know. I think we need to think of it the same way, ladies. And that's one good thing Kevin Samuels did. His message delivery was not the best. However, he made a few good points. He only made a few good points, which were that women are way too entitled. A lot of women average looking women are wanting a guy that makes over $100,000 a year, which is like only 5 or 10% of men, who is over 6 feet tall and who is like fit. Like 1% of men. They're not being realistic. And it's about knowing what we bring to the table. And if all we bring to the table are demands, I can't get on board with a woman saying I'm not going to get all dressed up and drive somewhere unless a guy is paying for me. That I wouldn't want to date a woman with that attitude. Because what are we getting out of it? When I get dressed up to go on a date, and by the way, the way I would dress on a first date, I wear office attire, conservative office attire. I don't nothing sexy. I mean cute. Maybe it is sexy because I have a nice figure, but office attire. And what I get out of it is him thinking I'm beautiful. That's my reward. Not that he's paying for me. Not I'm going to get dressed up so you owe me. You got to pay for me. I didn't like that lady's attitude. It's more like I'm getting dressed up because I like getting dressed up. And I love that this man that I'm meeting for a date is going to think that I'm beautiful. He's going to give me, I'm dressing up for him and he's going to love it.